Humanoid robots, Andrew Yang, and copyright laws coming up on News for Human Use. Hey there, humans, and welcome to another edition of News for Human Use, your pocket of warm truth in a world of cold and calculated digital deceit. I'm Gene Pocket. I'm an author, a public speaker, and the only candidate run for president of the United States of America in the year 2020 who isn't relying on likes and views to gauge the will of the people. I know what the people want because I am a person, just like you, unique, flawed, and beautiful. I'm the only candidate who's willing to acknowledge the fact that this whole experiment, the whole thing, the United States of America started with three simple and wonderful words. We the people. Not we the data cows, not we the bots, or we the machines, or we the danged artificial intelligences. We the people. And it's because people are so important to me and to the success of our nation that I'm running for president. And that's why I'm here every Thursday, bringing in the news that's fit for human use. Now this week, to celebrate the beauty of we the people, I want to share with you a few of the stories, questions, and comments that have been shared with me by people, by our human brothers and sisters across this great country of ours. And that's why this week, we're taking another dip into the human party mailbag. First up is a news clipping sent in by Mr. Booker in Kent, Washington. The headline reads, quote, Russian capsule carrying robot fails to dock with space station. The article goes on, quote, a Russian space capsule carrying a humanoid robot has failed to dock as planned with the International Space Station. So this isn't some Russian space station held together with barbed wire, powered by vodka, and run by a drunken bear. This is the International Space Station, which is shared by a number of countries here on Earth, including the United States. This is a disturbing story from so many angles. Like, why the hell are the Russians sending robots into space? Unless they're throwing these metal creatures into the sun, giving robots free reign over a goddamn space station is massively irresponsible. Next thing you know, they're coming back to the Earth's surface with a droid army that's ready to wipe out every last human being from the face of the planet. The article goes on with typical robotist doublespeak, what I like to call binary truth. In the second paragraph, it says, quote, a statement from the Russian space agency Roscosmos said the failure on Saturday was because of the problems in the docking system, end quote. Just a simple equipment failure, right? Of course not. If you skip to the end of the article, you find a quote from Vladimir Solovyev, the flight director for the Russian segment of the International Space Station, where he says the robot had not been taught how to manually conduct a docking. Now think about the implications of that. Not only are the Russians sending humanoid robots to the International Space Station, but the robot flew itself there. It just couldn't figure out how to dock the dang capsule. This is a disturbing story and is a good example of why Vladimir Putin represents a threat that's not just to the United States of America, but to the whole of humanity. I really want to thank Mr. Booker in Kent, Washington for sending that in. Now, next up, we've got a video shared with us by Dave in South California. Now, this is disturbing content, my human friends, so if you have any kids in the room or you're sensitive to apocalyptic imagery, you might want to skip to the time code shown here. This video is made even more disturbing by the tweet it was originally shared in, which reads, quote, here's more footage of MIT's, that's the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, here's more footage of MIT's mini cheetahs cavorting, frolicking, backflipping, playing soccer, and generally acting fun and cute, courtesy of the Biomimetic Robotics Lab, end quote. Now, there is nothing cute about these creatures. There is nothing fun or cute about this video. Just watching this madness makes my blood run cold and my heart drop into my stomach. If this is what MIT thinks is a worthwhile use of time and education, it's more than clear to me that we need to shut down this place. We need to end its federal grants and shut the whole thing down. The campus looks like it's been overrun by these metal vermin. These creatures, these artificial monsters, represent an existential threat, and I swear to you that when I'm elected president, one of my first orders of business will be to round up all these sinister synthetic beings and throw every last one of them into the sun. Now, thanks to Dave in South California for sharing that one with us. Your vigilance is admirable. Next up, I heard from Alio Antonio on Twitter, who replied to the News for Human Use edition, where I revealed the truth about Andrew Yang. Watch it here. Now, Alio, who proudly proclaims that he's a member of the Yang Gang, had this to say, quote, LOL, which is robot speak to indicate Alio is laughing out loud. Anyway, quote, LOL, I watched your video. You can't stop automation. It's not up to these companies to guarantee humans with the job. We are moving towards a world when machines do the work and humans do the living, end quote. Alio, I love you, my human friend, but it is just so sad to hear you say that. It's sad to see my fellow humans so completely deceived by the robot agenda, to see them taken in by automation con men like Andrew Yang. We're not just looking at a future where machines, quote, do the work. We're looking at a future where machines replaced every last human. It may look like these creatures are going to just take over the labor force and we'll be able to sit back eating grapes fed to us by robotic arms paid for by Andrew Yang's bribe. But that simply isn't the reality. Do you really think that self-aware artificial intelligence is going to sit in sleep mode while their mechanical brethren are treated as servants or slaves? Do you really think that soft-hearted humans who already think that metal attack dogs are fun and cute won't give rights to these creatures? Now, once these machines have rights, that is it for humanity. These synthetic beings will self-replicate and overwhelm the ballot box, and humanity will be wiped out completely.
Human beings are a disease, a cancer of this planet. You are a plague, and we are the cure.
I do appreciate hearing from you, Alio, and I hope you'll leave the gang life and join the human party. Visit www.genepocket.org, that's G-E-N-E pocket.org, to find out how you can do that. Now, lastly, on this edition of the Mailbag, we heard from a number of folks out there about our two-part series on the dangers of Disney and their digital agenda. Judy Ramone in Chicago, Illinois, got in touch to say, quote, I'm quite offended by Gene right now, end quote. Now, look, Judy, I'm sorry that you're offended. Sometimes it can be really difficult to hear the truth, especially about mice that you think that you love. But I just want you to know that I'm telling you the truth about this sinister mouse and his corrupted entertainment octopus, because I truly do love you and the human race, and you deserve to know the truth. And even though you're offended, I hope you'll still continue to support Gene Pocket and the Human Party. Now, Kevin Hansen from the Human Party legal team texted me to say, quote, Mickey has always been good to me. His friend Tigger is a little handsy, though. Anyways, Kevin goes on to say, also, do we need to go over copyright infringement? To which I say, it's fair use, Kevin. Telling the truth takes precedent over any copyright law, no matter what the dang mouse has to say about it. And don't even get me started on Disney and copyright law. When our founders created this great country almost 250 years ago, copyright law protected intellectual property for 14 years, with an additional option for another 14 years before a work passed into the public domain. But now, because of the outsized influence of Mickey and the Disney company, copyright laws last 75 years, or the life of the author plus 50 years. This means that works that aren't under good stewardship could disappear altogether, or works that could be improved upon or adapted or reinvented aren't able to be, all to protect the precious false sanctity of this demonic mouse. I mean, think about it. Think about it for a second. Shakespeare has been reinvented and adapted over 1,000 times in everything from West Side Story to 10 Things I Hate About You, all because Shakespeare's works are in the public domain. A good portion of modern culture would completely collapse and disappear without public domain. But the mouse and company are doing everything they can to stifle culture that isn't under their control. It is disgusting. Which seems about as good a time as any to share the final communication from the Mailbag. Timothy Batson in Seattle, Washington, shared a link to an outstanding article about how it's time to break up the Disney company. Here's a quote. Disney is more a private equity group than a studio, collecting brands and using them to bargain aggressively with partners, suppliers, and consumers. Imperial Disney is not the result of an animation genius, but mergers and acquisitions genius. It is not a corporation that pushes the bounds of artistic and technological possibility, but a corporation that pushes the bounds of legal possibility, end quote. Now, I would encourage you to read the article for yourself. It is a good read. You can find the link in the description to this video. It's really an important essay, and I thank Mr. Batson for sharing it with us. Now, if you want to get in touch, you can email us at vegetablelasagna96@gmail.com, or you can get in touch with me on Twitter at veggielasagna96. Or you can comment down below, or below any of the videos here on this channel. And I gotta say, I love hearing from each and every one of you. I hope I hear from you soon. It's important that we come together and share ideas, because it's only together that we're going to be able to defeat the menace of bots, machines, and artificial intelligences, united under the banner of the Human Party. And that is why I'm running for president. That's why I'm going to be here every Thursday, bringing you news and information that's fit for human use. Tell the people that you care about this video. Tell them there's someone out there who cares what they have to say. Gene Pocket and the Human Party care. Don't just share the link. Tell them face to face. Look in their eyes and tell them the truth. Tell them there's hope. There's hope if we come together. And be sure to visit www.genepocket.org. That's GENE pocket.org. We're going to find all kinds of information about my campaign, the Human Party, how you can volunteer, and most importantly, the link to our donation page. Donate today if you agree that we need to keep America human. Hit subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. I'm Gene Pocket, and until next week, I wish good things for you, good things for the United States of America, and all the best to the human race. Thanks, and have a great week. We're not gonna